Don't know how to make money in the market. What kind of armor should I make here in crafting? What kind of animal will I raise on my island? Which crop yields the most money? Items from the wizard's stall, the forge stall, the archer's stall. There are thousands and thousands of items and tiers, enchantment. Almost everything that exists here in the market can be crafted, refined, or islands. And to solve this problem of what is better to do, what is more profitable today in my city, we created a super complete spreadsheet here that I will show you quickly. In this spreadsheet, we have all the market filters, refining what type of item do you want to refine, leather, board, bar, fabric to select in the filter, and it automatically brings up the selling prices and purchase prices of the market you want to analyze. For example, here, pet food, and shows what the tier is, okay? Gives the more profit. Now, the potion project, look, we have all the potions, healing, energy, growth, poison, all the new potions, food project, look, we have all types of food, omelette, pie, sandwich, soup, stew, for the animal breeding section, look, kennel animals, pasture animals, production of meat, eggs and milk, and farms and gardens, all the others, folks, items here, dagger, bows, plate armor, leather, fire staff, nature staff, holy staff, leather helmet, spear, maces, axe, furniture, torch, royal set, everything is here.
I'm here in Caerleon. And folks, there's something a lot of people don't know, that here in Caerleon, tier 3 and tier 2 resources, they are very expensive. Why? Because around Caerleon there are only tier 6 and above maps there. There are no tier 4, tier 3 maps like there are in the Royal Continent. The tier 4 maps, tier 3 maps, tier 5 maps are only in the blue and yellow maps. Around Caerleon there are only higher tier maps. So there is no way to gather tier 3 and tier 2 resources here around and sell in Caerleon, because the tier 4, 5 and 6 resources that can be collected nearby are very cheap in Caerleon. But the tier 3 resource is expensive. The only tier 3 resource available here is from people who transport it from the city. They collect it here in the city and transport it to sell in Caerleon. And many people make money doing this. I will show you. Let's go to the market of Caerleon. I selected here resource, selected tier 3. Then I click on this tab, create purchase order. I can see all the T3 resources, mainly the raw resources, which are what people will use for refining later. You can see, look, that the tier 3 log is selling for 360. Today here, right? Its average price is almost 200, look there. And per day, when you click on these 4 weeks, on this dot, each of these dots represents a day. Per day, 2,500 logs of these are sold. 3,000, here 5,000 logs were sold. The other resources, look, the stone is also at a good price. The average price is 100 per T3 stone. It is raw resource, not even refined. Look, ore is also 108. Its average price here is 129. Leather is 90. Leather is even cheap now, but its average price is 120, and here it sells, look, 15,000, 6,000 leathers per day, tier 3. Linen. The price is 110, and the average price is 140. You can see that all of them have an average price of about 100, except for the log, which has a very high average price. Probably someone with a lot of money already uses this scheme that I'm going to teach now, and they keep clearing out the cheaper prices so only they can sell here at a high price. You understand? Since it's something that few people do. And we also have the refined resources. Let's see from tier 4. Look, tier 4, the same chunk. Let's see how much the price is. 57 there, the price, its average price is 52 for the month. So it's 5 times, 6 times cheaper than tier 3. The stone, look, the stone, its average price is 13. It's selling for 13. It was selling for almost 100 there, tier 3. Or look there, 77. The ore was 130. The leather, 70. Tier 3 is more expensive. Ancient hemp, 76. Tier 3 is also more expensive. So you saw that if we collect the tier 3 resource and bring it to sell here in Caerleon, it's much better. But we would have to cross the red zone maps, and there's a high risk in crossing. You can die, lose everything you did. But I will reveal the secret here, which is what? We will take an Avalonian route. So we will go around here near Caerleon. Look, all these surrounding maps. Look, Wire, Long Timber, Cragmaw, Malag, Birkenfell, Mardale. All these maps around Caerleon, they have Avalonian routes. And then we personally have to enter each of the Avalonian routes and see if any route it reaches a tier 4 royal map, like for example this map, which is the map where there is a wood gathering spot in the blue zone. In this spot there is a lot of T2, T3 and T4 resources. There are many T3 resources. This is the only blue spot of wood, right? But we have a spot like this for all resources, see? We have the hide one down here on this map, see? Still hide. Meadow. Here is a spot for hide. Here, the stone one is here, in this Seidel Tor. The linen one is here. So you can collect a lot of tier 3 linen here. And there's another one for ore up here, which it's Pengarn, see? In Pengarn we also have the ore one. So all the resources have a map in the blue map, tier 4, where there are a lot of tier 3 resources. So if we take some Avalonian route near Caerleon, that comes out close to one of these maps, close here to the ore map, or near Gelinian map, or stone, or leather, or here for wood. Today, mainly wood, right? Wood is very expensive. We can take this route. When going, we go there. Here's my set right here. I have a set that's worth only 30,000. If I die, I'll only lose 30,000. See? I'm going empty, so there's no risk because on the Avalonian route, if you die, you lose everything. But I'll only lose 30k. So it's only on the way there that it's dangerous. So we will take this Avalonian route, leaving Caerleon. We'll get near a map like this. We'll leave near a map like this, just like today we're going to do on this wood map. I'll stay here collecting at this spot, and on the way back, we will have our little ox full. And I won't go back walking. I will just press R. When I press R, I will automatically return to Caerleon with a lot of T3 resources. T3, and I will sell the T3 resource here in the Caerleon market. So the risk is zero. I just revealed another secret to you all. We will do it in practice. Before the video starts, I already ran some maps around here, and I saw that in Mardeo there is a Avalonian route that will come out near this wood gathering map. Here, always folks, there's always a Avalonian route arriving near these blue maps here. Got it? There will always be. It's very easy to find this. You just need to go around here a little bit. I spent about half an hour exploring here and found it. And now I'm going to speed up the video. You can see I'm with a T3 ox. I have 7 wood gathering, and I'm taking 2 pickaxes because I believe they should break quite quickly. And the 2 pies. But I will record only half an hour of gathering so we can see how much profit we will make by selling a resource at this price here, 380. You saw that a lot of the T3 resource is sold per day. So let's see how much we will gather. Right? How many resources? And let's put it up for sale for 365. And I don't have premium active. If I had premium active, my collection would yield 50% more. So my profit would be much lower, right? But let's go. Without further ado, I'll speed up the video now. I'll go to the Avalonian route that I already found. And then when we get there, I'll explain. That's us. Tainas arrived at Girute, well, folks. You can see there are 0 PKs on the map. A guy just arrived, actually 1 PK here. Let's enter the Valon route, which is the one I checked earlier. And the map in the route, within the route, is this map I saw that was nearby, which is Osglen. Just press M. You press M and type here to search the map. I searched. The map is this one, Osglen. So I am currently here in Mardeo. From Mardeo, I will exit here in Osglen. After I exit in Osglen, I am exiting in a red map too. See? I will cross a map here. Yes, a yellow map, another yellow map, and I will reach the map I want, which is Aikopse. So I have a little risk here. Where I am now, which is on the Avalonian route in Diastromo, and I will have a little risk crossing this map as well. I think the route exits here because I already entered it and went to check. And I will also have a little risk crossing the red map. Sometimes the route goes straight, man. Once a route went inside the map I wanted, you know? Sometimes it ends up in the blue one. When it ends in the blue one like that, it's much easier. But we're also bare. If we die, we'll only lose 30k. So it doesn't make a difference. And if you are a beginner, just starting the game, you can do this too, man. I've got a tier 4 axe here. But you can go with the little tier 3 axe. The tier 3 deploys perfectly. You can go naked. You don't even need to wear the little outfit. Just take about 3 tier 3 axes and a pie and go. Because this way of making silver is really good. You know, and there's no risk. The risk is 0. And at this blue spot, you level up very quickly too. We've arrived at our little map. Let's go. Ready. 0 PKs on the map. There are no PKs on the map. Now just cross over to reach our spot. We've arrived, folks, on the map. We've arrived here at WN. We're going to reach the spot. Then I will use the pie. And we'll see how much we can gather in half an hour with the pie at this spot. You can see that I have almost no spec. So you don't need to have spec. I'm 1 out of 100 on tier 4, alright? You see? So I only unlocked tier 4 of wood, and that's it. You unlock tier 4 in half an hour of playing, collecting tier 3. You unlock tier 4, it's very fast. Another thing, you can also come with a faction. You can put the Caerleon faction and come as part of the Caerleon faction. And then at the same time, you have to come a bit stronger too, right? As there will probably be lots of people from the faction here. And then coming with the Caerleon faction, at the same time that you are gathering, you will be earning points of the faction, and you can fight and kill the other guys who are collecting here too. There must be a lot of guys from the Limhus faction here, for example, which is closer. See, a lot of guys from the Limhus faction must be collecting here to earn points. So by killing the gatherers, you earn a lot of points. I remember I had tested this, and you earn quite a lot of points by killing those from rival factions. And by gathering, you earn even more points. But it will be player versus player. Sometimes you will have to deal with the hassle of PvP. The tier 3 resource is more around. Right here in the middle, there are more resources. Tier 4, ideally, you should walk as little as possible. If you can stay put, just going around the same area. That's better, as you'll collect much more. If you keep walking back and forth, you waste time. That's why this wood spot is bad in that sense. The ore spot, the hide spot, there are places with many tier 3 resources in the same spot, without needing to... Let's go, folks, let's go. I'll use the pie, and we'll count half an hour here. Done, I used the pie. I'll start collecting here. See, you notice, it's not even full, but it comes back very quickly. The T3 resource recharges quickly, loads fast. Let's get T2 as well, because it will help gain fame. I will speed up the video now. When we finish the pie, we'll be back. And then you can stay here doing this until the cow is full, until the weapons break, until the pie is full. Just press R to go back when you've collected everything, when you're overloaded. But then to show in the video, right, I will make just one pie. Hey folks, we're back, look. 12 seconds left to finish the pie. I'm collecting T2 and T3 resources.
There's a better place, so you who are a beginner.
Paying. I will pay.
I collected more tier 2 resources than tier 3, to be honest, because there were a lot of tier 2 resources. Tier 3 was 687, tier 2 was 1430. The path I took, right, I went around this rock, came to this smaller rock, circled around a bit here as well, and up here too. So there are 3 pretty cool tier 3 little logs. Wag, in half an hour, 1 pickaxe broke. So each pie you use will break a pickaxe, and you'll use 10% of another one. That's why I brought 2 at once, okay? See? But collecting tier 2 and tier 3 also wastes a lot. Let's see how much I wasted. Look, in half an hour, I filled half of this yellow bar here. So to unlock tier 5 using this method, you gain a lot of fame by gathering tier 2 and tier 3. So to unlock tier 5 is very fast. And not only tier 5, after you unlock tier 5, unlock tier 6, unlock tier 7, unlock tier 8, this initial spot is the perfect place to farm gathering. There is no better place. So if you're a beginner, you will farm and still make a profit. Why? Because I will give you silver right now. Look, there. 7,000 silver that I'm paying. I will pay just 7,000 silver. I pressed R, let's go. See how much I'm going to profit in this half hour with this little activity here. Anyone can do it, so there's no secret. Any beginner with a tier 3 pickaxe, not even specialized, doesn't need anything. And I'm still without a premium, huh? Let's see how much silver we will make. Let's go to the market now. I've come straight to KR, where the resources are most expensive, tier 2 and tier 3, in all of Albion Online. This is the revealed secret. Let's sell tier 3 resource. There it is. I'll set one less, 356. So, just from the tier 3 resource, in this half hour, I'm earning 225,000 silver. And I don't have a premium. If I had a premium, it would definitely be more, multiplied by 1.5, so it would be about 350,000 silver. In half an hour, I made around 350,000 silver. If I had a premium just with the tier 3 resource, without a premium, I made 225,000 silver. Let's put it up for sale. And let's also see how much we'll earn with the T2 resource. And the price here, the lowest is 80, but I will sell with a higher sell order. I will place a sell order at the price of 100. So add that up. Selling another T3 resource, I made 222 plus 90 silver. Now 300,000 silver. I placed to sell. Let's put up 37 more to sell at the price of 100 as well. Oh, 40k more? So it came to 350k of silver. Done, more or less, right? It came to about 350,000 of silver. In half an hour, I made 350,000 in silver without price, without risk. None. So in 1 hour, without a price, what would I do? 700,000 silver, and I still supported. I almost reached tier 5. So this is the best way for you to call. earn easy silver as a beginner by gathering, right? Even without a price. If I had a price, I would have made 1 million per hour. How do you make 1 million per hour 100% safe while supporting gathering at the same time? That's the tip. If you liked it, like and share. Oh, young one, but are you going to sell directly on the market? Why don't you refine it? Instead of selling this raw resource directly on the market, I could refine it and sell it and could profit as well. Look, let's put it here. Tier 3 resource, Tier 3 resource. You can see that the raw resource is worth 357,000. Now the raw plank, 330, is also expensive. The plank is also very high price, the Tier 3 plank. Sometimes this resource I collected, I wouldn't need to sell it directly. I sold it because I want to make a quick profit. Now I can, for example, I could go back there and collect more. Oh, but if you want to have maximum profit and calculate to see if you can refine and sell for a higher price and have an even greater profit, then I'll show a tool that we use to do this kind of analysis. Here it is. Folks, look, I'm going to select in our spreadsheet. This spreadsheet has all the items of the game. I will select refining and I will select planks. Oh, there. No, I will analyze only the tier 2 and tier 3 boards. Look, if I wanted to refine the board here in Caerleon, there's a stall with the price 750. So let's put that price in the spreadsheet, 750 here in the stall fee. I put it here, store fee, and the return rate is 15%. I put a quantity of 1,000 resources. Buying and selling in Caerleon, let me even filter by the tier of the resource, only tier 3, done. Let's analyze. Refining only the tier 3 board. Here then, the total production of a pack with 15% return would be over 1,000 boards. The daily demand here is 26,000 boards that are bought. I would have a production cost of 800,000. The revenue, selling the production quantity times the sale price, would have 377,000. Then I would have a loss, look, of 400,000. So the profit is negative 53%. So what does that mean? If I were to buy the raw resource, which is the T3 resource, for that value of 364, I would have a loss refining it. So whoever is buying this tier 3 resource there, for that value of 360 silver each and refining, is having a loss. So what does that tell me? That means that it is much better selling this raw resource than refining. So our spreadsheet is precisely for that. See? It's much better for me to sell the resource directly in the market for this value of 360 than to refine. Because if I refined it, I would have a loss here of 50%. So it's not worth refining today. And then here, in one case, that's why we also sold directly. The value I sold here for 356 is very high, so it's not worth refining. It's worth selling directly in the market. Leather too, look, the price of the raw resource, 89, and the price of the refined resource, which is 243, it's also not worth it. It's causing a loss to refine here in Caerleon. Let's see. Another one. Look, the metal bar. The metal bar, also a loss. So it's better to sell the raw resource directly than to refine it. Let's see here, fabric. Fabric, loss as well. So it's better to sell the fabric. The raw resource, if I were to collect fabric for 106 rather than refine and then sell for this value here. Let's see, now finally the stone block, also a loss. So tier 3 is not worth doing here in Caerleon, at least, right? It's not worth refining any T3 resource in Caerleon because the value of the T3 resource, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, is very high in Caerleon. So it's not worth refining that resource here because those who are buying it at this huge price and refining it are people who don't calculate anything. They just buy and refine, don't calculate anything. So we're making money off them by doing this kind of scheme I taught here. Like comment, share, send it to friends. We're in this together.